What's up, humans and freaks? If I had a daughter, I would tell her around age 13, probably younger, maybe 11, 12, but let's just say 13, because historically speaking, you're a young man, you're a young woman around age 13, 14, 15, 16, depending on the culture, right? Jewish culture, it's 13. Latino cultures, it's like 15, right? So anyway, let's just say this, 13. And this is what I pretty much tell her. There's no exhaustive list here, but, got a few things in mind. So first off, worldview, okay? You have to find a guy that has the same worldview as you, all right? Now, I'm Christian, so I would raise her in the Christian worldview. If she is genuinely born again and a Christian, I'd say he has to be a Christian, number one. If he's not, then don't even think about it. Waste of time. Don't even entertain it. It's done. Don't even look. It's done. Okay. He has to be a Christian. Okay. Number two, these aren't necessarily in order, but, kind of, they are. I'm going to say physically, you must be attracted to your husband. You must be. Now, you can make the mistake, and it is a mistake, and you can choose to marry a man you're not physically attracted to. I would strongly advise against that. Now, there are a lot of women that do this, okay? And in the long run, that's not good. That's not good, okay? You got to think about this. You have one guy for the rest of your life. Think about that. I hope you are physically attracted to him. You're telling me you're going to have sex with one person for the rest of your life. I would hope you're physically attracted to them. Okay? It's going to cause problems if you're not. Okay? You're going to eventually be like, freak, man. I've seen this. For 25 years, I've seen stuff like this. And they marry him for whatever, all the other things, money or protection, provision, all that other stuff. And, I was talking to a friend of mine. I'm just going to go on a little rant here real quick. Yesterday, and I said, you know what? You know what's really sad is when you meet men, they're married men, and they're nothing but wallets and sperm donors. That's what they've been reduced to. Wallets and sperm donors. That's it. And they're trapped in freaking misery, slavery, because their wife has no genuine burning sexual desire for them. Again, the red pill tells you the truth about female nature. Sadly, our churches typically, unless it's a really rare church, your church is not going to prepare you for female nature, guys. How females really think, how they really operate, how they really move. They're not going to prepare you for that. Sad but true, okay? Because they need to keep everything PC, politically correct, and paint everything in a rosy color. No, man. No. So, yeah. Daughter, you better be physically attracted to him, okay? And then protection and provision. Those are a couple things. Yeah. Is he going to run when someone tries to mug you in the street? I hope not. So will he protect you, right? And then provision is not necessarily money. People always think it's money, but it's more than money. But provision is, okay, do you have food, shelter, clothing? Then you're provided for. That's the basics. That's what you need to survive, okay? Most of these countries in the world that aren't America, you go there and they have that. Food, shelter, clothing. They're not rich, but they're provided for. Okay, so if you're going to be to the guys out there, if you meet a woman and she wants, I need a BMW and Chanel bag, no, run. Don't even, just run. You don't want to marry that. Trust me, nightmare. Run. So if you're my daughter and you're going to be a diva, then you're on your own, dude. I can't help you. You're on your own. Personality. Do you enjoy his personality? Do you enjoy hanging out with him? I mean, again, this is for life, right? Supposed to be for life. Do you enjoy hanging out with him? Do you enjoy his personality? Do you have a good time with him? What's your vision and alignment for, the rest of your life? Yeah, you both may be Christian, but are you going in the same direction, like in life? You know what I mean? So for example, myself, I'm all about public evangelism, getting out there and sharing the gospel. Okay, so for me, if you can't even hold a piece of paper in your hand and hand it to somebody, yeah, I'm very not just turned off, I'm concerned if you even are a Christian. Because you mean to tell me that Jesus Christ saved you from death, hell, eternal torment, right? Lake of fire. He saved you from all of that. And you can't tell somebody about Jesus ever, sometime, somewhere, somehow. And I'm not even asking you to talk. I'm asking you to do this with your hand. Just hold it out with a piece of paper in it that tells them about Jesus. If you can't do that, nah, it's nah. But anyway, that's me. And yeah, just young daughter, marry young, okay? Don't be waiting around here and believe the lies of society. Don't think you can do better. You can't do better. Don't think you're too good for these guys. You're not too good for them. And it's not going to happen. It gets worse with time. With time, it gets worse, okay? With age, you're, again, I'm going to use red pill terms here. Your SMV. So SMV stands for sexual market value. With age, your SMV goes down, not up. It goes down, young daughter. Your best years are, surprise, surprise, teenage years, 20s. That's it. Yeah, there's the rare exceptions out there. You know, society has all the terms, the cougars, the MILFs, and all that. Yeah, but those women, those are very, very rare. Most women are not in that category, okay? So they can still pull some dudes, you know, in their older, you know, years. But most women, they're done. They can't. It's not going to happen, okay? So I'm talking about the general rule. I'm not talking about the exceptions, okay? And even if you are a pretty, still sexually attractive older woman, guess what? A lot of times what has happened is you've collected a lot of baggage and damage and trauma and toxicity, and you just come with so much, as they say, baggage. So that men and women are different, guys, okay? So women with time, with age, they collect and collect and collect and collect. And it's not good, okay? It's not good. So, young daughter, marry young, okay? Again, society is a lie. For thousands of years, women got married young. 14, 15, 16, 17, young, because they're young women. But the lie is, oh, they're still teenagers. They're not adults yet. Bullcrap. Teenager in America is about 100 years old. It's made up. It's a made up term. And it has to do with labor laws, for goodness sakes. It's because they didn't want young kids working a lot. It has nothing to do with biology, okay? So, young daughter, don't think you're too good for these men. Don't friend zone your husband. Most women, you know, they're in their 30s, 40s. Oh, where's my husband? You friend zoned him, dude. You friend zoned your husband decades ago. You just thought you were too good for him. You thought you were better than him. You thought you could do better. No, no, and no. No. Okay? So, these are just a few things I would tell my... Again, I seriously would. If I had a young daughter, I would sit her down at a very young age and explain all this to her. For sure, 13. And you know me, I'm no BS. I'd be like this with my kids. If I would be like this with them. My son, it'd obviously be a different conversation, but you know, my daughter, you know, because men are different. Okay, and a man can have a kid till he croaks, till he dies. He can have a kid in his 60s, 70s, 80s, even. Women, you are on a literal biological clock. You understand? Literal biological clock. After 35, if you have not had your first kid after the age of 35, medically speaking, they're calling that a geriatric pregnancy. The medical community calls you old after 35, and you're trying to have your first kid after age 35. That comes with complications. High-risk pregnancies, guys. First kid. If you've had your first kid before 35, then it's not really that risky to have kids after 35. It still is, but it's not as bad. Your first kid should come before, well, ideally, you know, late teens, early 20s when you're the most fertile. But even at age 30, if you haven't had your first kid by age 30, it starts to get, you know, kind of dicey. So anyway, this is me. It's the truth. Don't be mad.